my. Ah! Yeah, 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 yeah. I wish I had some help in here. I love it when a plan comes together. Hello, everybody that is watching here right now. Welcome to the Big Time Show podcast. Yeah, that is being seen and heard live everywhere. You know, show is mighty quiet around here in Facebook land. Folks don't want to say nothing. Folks don't want to. What's going on, everybody? Whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this replay, uh, what is going on here tonight? Yeah, anybody watch TV last night? Anybody? Anybody watch? Did anybody? You know? Did anybody watch TV last night? That's all I want to know. Did What's up, Greg? What I want to know in the words of a song. Did you see what I see? I just want to know before I get started. I'm trying to get some people in here. If you don't mind, will you share this for those that are here? I'm not sure what is going on with Podbean. If anybody is there, I think somebody is, but I don't know what's going on. Yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah. I just want to know before I get started. Uh, hope that you would share this with your people. You know, I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to share before I get started. We got a little time tonight, y'all, because I don't, some people, might want to hear what we got to say about last night's, um, uh, last night's big problem that we had last night. We were supposed to lose, according to a lot of people. Um, a lot of people thought that we would not show up. There were a lot of Cowboy fans who didn't think we would show up. There were a lot of people that had ran our quarterback, ran him out. Didn't think that he was going to get it done last night. There were a lot of people that was thinking that we would not run the ball well, myself included. My thing was that I thought that we should stay committed to the run. And I'll say that there were a lot of people that thought that Kellen Moore, myself included, would some kind of way with his play calling blow it. And that's what a lot of people thought, myself included. I did. A lot of people thought that our defense would suffer at the hands of Mr. Brady. A lot of people thought that we would not do well. Well, at least we thought we would stay in the game, and then a lot of people were thinking, okay, at the end, Brady's gonna get you again. That's what we thought. Somehow, not we, but a lot of people thought that. Um, Let me just say this: the Cowboys were simply outstanding last night. They were. Anybody saying they weren't, um, you know, I don't know what world are you from and all that kind of stuff. You couldn't have played a better game all around than the Cowboys did. The funny thing about our team, ladies and gentlemen, is I think is you see it's really kind of twisted because you see our team shows up in three type of phases. You'll get the game like the Minnesota game and the Indianapolis game, and then a game like last night. That's one phase of the Cowboys that show up. Then you'll get the other side of the Cowboys that will struggle against teams that are supposedly inferior to them, and then they'll like the Houston game. Like that. We'll struggle with them teams that we don't supposed to struggle, and then squeak it out at the end. And then you'll get the team like the Washington game. It hadn't been often, but they showed up at Washington, and we haven't seen them look that bad. What scared everybody, of course, is the Washington game and how we looked and thought that we were stumbling and coming into the playoffs. Some may say that is true. But let's go ahead and just start from the top. In comparison to last year. Last year, we played the 49ers at home. And when the game was over, of course, we lost. Mike McCarthy came out in his press conference and said that the team was not ready to play. That's what he said last year. Don't think that the team was ready to play. And as we said on the last show, the Cowboys usually in these playoff games, and mostly a lot of our games, start off real slow and wait until they go down by a lot. And then they pick it up and make a real good comeback and fall a little bit short. Yesterday, overall, we came ready to play. We're going from the top. Mike McCarthy, as I told you guys yesterday, when I had my last show, for those that are saying that we need to get rid of them, I'm not on that bandwagon. Plus, as I said before, what's your alternative if you do that? I don't think that by now, I think that his job should be safe. If he had lost yesterday, I think it would have opened up the floodgates for a lot of speculation. That would have been the narrative this morning on all the shows. They would have been talking about that. So I think that's probably put to bed. In the eyes of the Jones, it may have not even been a discussion at all, even though I don't believe that, but I'm not in that office. That's just my opinion. Let me put some music on. It sounds so dry here. Yeah, it's a little dry in here. Let me crank it up. I knew something was missing. Let me crank it up here. Yeah. All right. That's better. They played, look at the sequence of the game. What we didn't have last year and the Green Bay games and all that kind of stuff when we played in the playoffs, where everybody was down, and which leads to last night. The offense came out looking like they were going to be slow. The first couple drives, they were slow. However, our defense was they didn't come out slow. Our defense was ready from the beginning, and they played like it. They played like it last night. That's what held us in. And then the offense got loose. And when they got loose, it was no stopping them. Kudos to Coach Mike McCarthy today. No question about it. He had the guys ready to play. So we checked that box. No question. Let's go on down the line real quick. You have no choice, and you know me. If you've been following me, you already know how I feel about Kellen Moore. Y'all know how I feel about him. Last night, he was simply outstanding. Kellen Moore, from the beginning to the end, that was a little questionable on that first drive where he came out throwing 3 straight passes. That was the only complaint I really had. Tony Pollard, I just love the strategy. I'm not talking about the individual play. But did y'all notice that Tony Pollard carried the ball more than Ezekiel Elliott last night? It's just called good strategy. He knew that Pollard had it going. The slow pace, Ezekiel Elliott starting off was not going to get it done. You needed an explosive player. And he realized that and kept Pollard and fed him. Compared to last year where he only got the ball 4 times a game, we got to give it to Kellen Moore today. He was outstanding. There's no question about that. I have no complaints about Kellen Moore. Matter of fact, I give him his flowers. He looked like a dominant offensive play caller last night. He was. I give him his total credit today. I don't care, y'all know how I am about Kellen Moore. I told you, I'm a real Cowboy fan. I'm one of the realistic guys. If you're horrible, I'm gonna say you're horrible. If you're good, hey Jim Shoe, I see you on Podbean. It was a great game, no doubt. If you're horrible, I say you're horrible. But if you're good, I'm gonna give you the credit and say that you were good. That man was great last night. Kellen Moore, hey Cincinnati crew, Kellen Moore called his best game ever last night. He did. And he gets full credit from me on tonight. There's no question about it. You can't argue with it. You really can't. It was not that we scored our usual 30 some odd points. It really last night was how we did it last night. It was how we did it. It was not about us. We scored 30 points and play bad. It was about how we controlled them. We didn't let them, most importantly, look, we did not let them bully us. We didn't let them out physical us last night. For the first time, at least against Tampa Bay, we bullied them. If you notice, Kellen Moore, once you watch the game again, y'all notice this. You notice that they did not try to pound the ball up the middle. They made an effort to run stretch plays. They didn't run it up the middle because Vita Vea is still Vita Vea, and he was controlling the middle of the defensive tackles were. They were doing that. Vita, when they decided to run in, Vita Vea pretty much, put something on us there. So I applaud the style in the way we did it. No question about it. I got to give Kellen Moore credit. And I ain't just going to brush off that because y'all know I have talked about him, horribly because I thought he was horrible. And it's one game, and I understand that. I just want to give him his due today because he deserves it. The Cowboys last night ran 18, 28, 35 times last night. What did I tell y'all on my last show? I said that we need a 3-head monster running the football. And I'd be dang. Dak Prescott even had 7 carries himself. So between Zeke had 13 carries, Pollard had 15 for 77. That's a 5.1 average. Zeke Elliott had 13 carries, 27 yards, 2.1 carries. 2.1 average. Then Dak Prescott had 7 carries for 24 yards. You ran it 35 times. Usually when the Cowboys run it like that, we number one, that tell you we controlling the clock. No question about that. And if we're doing that, we usually are winning. So you got to give credit to Kellen Moore for being consistent. Dak threw the ball 33 times. We ran it 35 times. It just don't get much more balanced than that. Kellen Moore called a great football game last night. He didn't get cute at all. Wasn't no jet sweeps. Wasn't no double reverses. It wasn't no crazy, calls to have our head scratching. It wasn't nothing like that. He made great calls. So we got to give credit to that. I'm just going for those that are joining in. I appreciate y'all coming in. For those that are on Podbean, appreciate you guys coming in as well. I got to give credit to Kellen Moore. I'd be wrong if I didn't do that. He was dynamic last night. It was how he did it. We always get yards. We always score 30, most of the time. But it's how you did it. That's what I'm talking about. And he did it. 35 carries, 33 passes. You got to tip your hat to Kellen Moore. Dan Quinn. The sad part about all this is that Dan Quinn, man, look, if you ever wanted to know, he won a head coaching job last night. All he got to do is just accept it. Because he smothered Tampa Bay offense. They had no running game. They had no nothing. No running game. You were strictly left with the Mr. Brady. And he threw the ball 66 times last night. Incredible defense. What did I tell y'all on the last show? I said Tampa, Brady gets it out quick. Always has, always will. He don't do a lot of 7-step drops. He don't really hardly do, but most of the time he's already in shotgun as it is. So he ain't really got to do a 5-step drop. He definitely ain't doing 3-step. What did I tell y'all? Because he gets the ball out so quick. What did I tell y'all that we need to do? I told you we're not going to sack him too many times. I told you that. We only had 2, I believe. But I said what we could do was pressure him. And my goodness, we did that, didn't we? And then the other thing I told y'all was, because he gets the ball away so quick, which means he's throwing it short, the defensive linemen have to get their hands up and knock some of these balls down. Boy, I must be coaching. Because that's exactly what you saw last night. Knocking balls down, raising them up. These guys were locked in from the beginning. They were physical last night. They bullied the Tampa Bay's offense. Brady didn't have nothing. He finished with 35 of 66, 351 yards, a 5.3 average. Did y'all just hear what I just said? A 5.3 average for Tom Brady, which means, of course, he's throwing short. They locked in on these guys. They did well. I did find a negative out of it, and that is Trayvon, Mr. Lord have mercy Diggs himself. If y'all notice the game, he didn't want to make a tackle last night. He was, pitty-patting around, was not physical at all. Hey, Miss Smith, I see you. You know, he was not physical at all. If y'all look at the game, just watch how he tries to avoid contact at all. I don't know if he was trying to make sure he could stay in or to chase Mike Evans around. I don't know what he was doing, but it was horrible. Hey, William Kill, say if Curse is out, do you like Mr. Cox? You saw Mike Cox covering tight ends. Uh, I don't know, Curse. I don't know, William. You know, it's the wrong time to be experimenting. See what I'm saying? It's the wrong time to be experimenting. So if he ain't played safety before, you know what I'm saying? This year we ain't got time to be playing around with it. You know, I'm sorry. But back to Diggs. You know, he did a decent job. I think, let me see, Mike Evans had 6 catches for 74 yards. Okay, so I mean, it ain't a bad night at all. And a lot of that, some of that wasn't on him. But the way I didn't like the way he was physical in the game. If y'all watch the game again, you'll see how he was not aggressive at all in the tackling game. You know, he was like, looked like he was trying to scared to hit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you're gonna have to tackle next week. I ain't gonna even talk about the 49ers yet. I'm not gonna talk about the 49ers tonight. I'm not gonna talk about them tonight, but we all know that how physical they are at running the football, and they are gonna run next week. We already know that. Everybody has to tackle. Diggs was horrible last night, tackling wise. That's the only negative spot I you know, after defense that I saw. Period. That's the only one. But Dan Quinn deserves major credit because he shut down Brady. They shut them down. No question about it. Shut them down easily. Game really wasn't even close as you saw last night. It really wasn't even. The scoreboard didn't show. We just about almost could have shut them out. That's easy. There was only one negative spot last night, and that I noticed. I went to Kellen Moore, and I went to Dan Quinn. I started with McCarthy first. Now I'm going to special teams. I don't even have to say anything. I don't know if my guy Monty Mayer, I don't know if Mayer got down there and started smoking some of that Tampa, Florida mess. I don't know what he did. He was horrible last night. Horrible. The only thing that saved them was that we were beating their brains out. That the missing the field goals, like usually in a game, when you get missed just one extra point, usually that come back to bite you. It does. It just does, especially because most NFL games are close, either, you know, between a 6-point lead or a 3-point lead coming to the fourth quarter or something like that. This man, of course, as y'all know, missed 4. Missed 4. Usually they come back and bite you. But fortunately for us, our offense was clicking last night, and it didn't make a difference. Our defense was clicking. Those 4 points really didn't do anything. The only thing that hurt was Vegas. If you were betting and you had a certain amount of points that you had to bet on, that's the only thing that messed you up. But he was horrible. And you could tell it started messing with him mentally. Usually when a kicker starts doing that, he's done. I was glad that he did put one through, and hopefully that'll get him some type of confidence. No, Mike McCarthy is already accounted, and I agree with him. It's too late in the game to be trying to talk about finding a kicker, and he should lose his job anyway. Hopefully he'll have his stuff together, ready to go next week. Too late in the game to be cutting people or trying them out and all that kind of stuff. Roll with what got you here. Mayors had a great year kicking the ball this year. We all know that. He just had a horrible game last night. That could mess you up later down the road, especially if his head is not right. Hopefully guys will give him confidence. He looked shaky last night. He looked like he was about to start crying out there. He looked like he was, he looked like he really was almost about to just fall out in the middle of the field and just start kicking his leg like a baby and start crying. So I was glad that he finally made one. That's the only negative that we really had. No, to me, period. That was it. That was about one of the better games that we ever saw our team play, and it happened at the right time. It's no question about it. They played simply an outstanding game. Now, the other thing that needs to be discussed is the physicalness. I kind of tapped in on it last night. Yeah, I saw it, Keith. Talking about Peters. When it comes to Peters, though, it's almost kind of like Tyron Smith. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. That's a 40-year-old body out there. Be grateful that you got whatever you can get out of Peters, and he still might be ready to go next week. But be grateful. He's 40. You don't expect 40-year-old lineman to be out there just going to work like that. So I'm not, I ain't gonna, I hate that he gone too, but McGovern did a fine job for him. The MVP got to be Tyler Smith because he gets switched out in different positions. Almost, he started off as left tackle or whatever, and then he ended up at left guard. Started off as left guard, then ended up having to play left tackle when Peters went out. Just switching them back and forth. This kid is playing lights out football. Deserves him a lot of credit. And we're going to need him next week. Y'all already know why. We'll probably be seeing the defensive player of the year on him all night. And so, he's going to find out real early. We're going to find out real early what he can handle and if we need some help over there, because Bosa is no joke. Everybody know that. So we're going to find out. We need him. It'd be nice to have Peters back, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if Peters can keep up with Bosa speed-wise. I just don't, and I'm quite sure Peters have seen all these heavy type of pass rushers like that. But the bottom line is he is 40. So I'm interested to see number one, if Peters is there. And if he is there, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys do what I said they should have done in the first place, and that is move Peters to guard and let Tyler Smith still play tackle. Left tackle. We don't need an extra day. We know them. Last year's tape ain't not much difference. It's just the only difference now between, and it's a big difference, is that Christian McCaffrey is there. And Debo is back. But I'll get into all that a little bit later on with the 49ers. McCaffrey is there, so that's a tremendous difference. We don't need that. It's the same running plays. It's the same concept. It's the same screen game that they always have done. It's the same bubble screen. It's the same, running back screen play. It's the same slants. It's the same short throws. It's still killer in the middle. You see what I'm saying? It's the same stuff. We know them. We got tape on them. We got tape on them. Last year, we got tape on this. There's not much different. Just McCaffrey's there. If you really want it, and of course the quarterback is different. I get into all that a little bit later. But kudos to the Dallas Cowboys. They shut a lot of people up last night. And in one in particular, and I say the best for last, Dak Prescott. Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions in the first half against their playoff game, and then against the Chargers. Then came back and threw 4 touchdowns in the second half to win the game. If Dak Prescott would have threw 4 interceptions and had 4 touchdowns, folks wouldn't even talking about the 4 touchdowns. They would still talking about the 4 interceptions. I ain't heard nothing about the 4 interceptions too much about Trevor Lawrence. Why is that? Why is that, y'all? They just excused Trevor Lawrence. I mean, just he had a bad. They gave him credit. Oh, what resiliency! That's the word to use. Resiliency by Trevor Lawrence. Dak played his best game in his career last night. You talking about with the pressure on? You talking about with all the eyes of the world watching? And you also got a whole lot of eyes that were anticipating him throwing some interceptions and all that kind of stuff. Everybody listening to Stephen A. Smith and repeating everything he's saying. What can go wrong, will go wrong. Just wait, be patient, all that kind of stuff. And Dak gonna throw this, and Dak gonna throw 2 interceptions, all that kind of stuff. He shut all that up yesterday. Shut it all up. He shut it all up. What's up, Scott? I see you. He shut all that down last night. If you have a problem with Dak Prescott after last night, I'm even if you're saying, well, he got to do it again. No, just stop it. You ain't give him credit for last night. You saying, well, yeah, he did. Yeah. You want to push it out. Yeah. Had a pretty good game, but he got to do it next week. No, we all know what he got to do. Good God. Huh? He played a great game last night. He did exactly what I thought he was, well, at least what I said he was going to do, or what he should do. And that is, if it's not there, I mean, I even saw him throw away a ball last night. You know he don't do that. He threw the ball away, and then the other times, of course, he ran the ball. I mean, I don't know what else the man got to do. Let's look at the numbers. Y'all saw the game last night. Played like a man possessed last night. 25 or 33. 305 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. A perfect quarterback rating. Man, good God. What do y'all want? What y'all want? Against a good defense, too, I mean. He tore him up last night. He shut folks' mouth last night. He did. He did. I just wish the same type of energy was put toward Trevor Lawrence with his 4 interceptions than like it was with Dak Prescott. I wish the narrative was this morning. Folks kind of brushed on it. I ain't see it all because I was working today. I did get to see a little bit of it. Who gonna talk about Tom Brady like a dog? He played a horrible game last night. Huh? I saw Shannon Sharp. He went in on him a little bit, but everybody don't want to give the man his credit. Huh? Dak Prescott was awesome last night. We've been saying it all year, especially if you've been watching this show. The usage of the tight ends was key for Dak. It opens everything up for him. Ferguson played well. Schultz played well. Hendershot was blocking well, even though he didn't catch the ball. Once you look at the tape, you'll see it. They played outstanding last night, of course, which opened it up for CD and Gallup. Gallup had a big game last night. You know, not in a lot of volume catches, but timely catches. Gallup had 5 catches for 46 yards. Schultz, 7 catches for 95 yards. And let's just go ahead and just say this. Dalton Schultz has got to be a top, he got to be at least a top six tight end, which means he's going to get paid because he's looking better and better every week. Gallup looked well. CD, of course, looked well. He looked real good. T.Y. Hilton, big time catches. I mean, I don't know what else you want to see or say about that. I mean, he was dynamic last night. Definitely the player of the game. I don't know what else you want to see from a quarterback. Y'all want to say he got to earn his money? He did it last night. He looked like since y'all going to count his money, he looked like a $40 million quarterback last night. He did. I believe he played ticked off last night. Because, you know, if you listen to him, he'll swear up and down that he don't know what they're saying. But he heard all this mess what everybody was saying. He heard it. He heard how bad they talked about him. He played ticked off last night. He did. I thought he was outstanding last night. I did. Hey, Captain Jimmy. He played simply outstanding. No complaints for me about that. No complaints at all, man. I mean, they played just about a perfect game last night. Start to finish. Only other negative, Noah Brown didn't feel that onside kick. That's it. Other than that, man, look, you can't kill the Cowboys today. They dominated the game. They whipped Tampa Bay like they were an 8-9 football team, which they are. They treated them bad last night. I loved every second of it. I did. And so now, Cowboys have moved on. The little one and done theory is dead now. Folks saying we weren't even gonna make the playoffs this year. That's dead. A lot of folks didn't think we were gonna beat Tampa Bay last night. That's dead. And just like Thanos said on the Avengers, you remember the scene at the end when Thanos came and destroyed the place and was sitting there waiting, and I think Captain America and Thor and who was the other guy? Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man came down, and Thanos said this. Thanos said, every time your failures happen, it leads you right back to me. I said all that to say this. A lot of y'all saw it coming for a while. Everything lead back these days, seems to me, back to the San Francisco 49ers. A team that I despise with all my heart. I don't like them. I never have liked them. And they don't like us. I despise the Pittsburgh Steelers and the San Francisco 49ers with all my heart. So this is gonna be a very emotional week for me. I know the 49. Yeah, see right there. Here they come. Here come the bang bang. Here they go. See, that's one of them right there. Here they come. They watching. They been waiting on me. See, if we would have lost, they all have been here celebrating. A lot of them a lot of 49er fans didn't think we were gonna win either. So we shut their mouth real quick. They were ready to get on Facebook and have all the memes ready and all of the things. They trust me. They were ready, cocked and loaded. And then they saw something. They saw punching people in the mouth. They had to draw back and be quiet. But a lot of them got what they wanted. Y'all heard the show the other day when my friend popped on and said, hey, I actually want the Cowboys to win because I want to play them. I don't want to play Tampa Bay. Not that they scared of Tampa Bay. They really want to see us. Some folks in Frisco land really want to play the Cowboys, so they really think they're going to embarrass us. Everything leads back, seems to 49ers. The way I'm looking at it is, ladies and gentlemen, is this. We owe Tampa Bay for the beginning part of this year and last year. We paid them. Now we got the chance. Now we got the chance to pay the team that put us out last year. My opinion, the team that bullied us last year. See, we already know what kind of type of game this going to be. I ain't really want to get into it yet, but I'm going to do it. I'll get into it a little bit. We already know what type of game this is going to be, at least from their end. See, it's going to be physical. One thing that you have to give the 49ers credit for, they are a bullyish type team. They will hit you in your mouth from both sides of the football. And if you're not ready to play that type of game, you're going to get ate alive. And so next week, we already know that we are going to have to be, we're going to have to punch them just like they punch us. Dead. I'm talking about physical. Because it's going to be real physical next week. And if you just can't let them punk us out. You can't let that happen. I don't think it's going to happen anyway, but I just know what type of game it's going to be. I'll get into it a little bit later on. I'll get into the 49ers a little bit later on, but it's time. It's time. And I ain't going to say too much about the 49ers because I don't like them. I don't like them. They don't like us. We don't like them. It's just that simple. I don't like the 49ers. I don't like them. I can't stand the organization. They put a lot of hurt on me over the years. A lot of hurt. Started back in 1981. I'm old enough to remember that. I was 8 years old. Joe Montana threw the ball in the back of the end zone to Dwight Clark. Y'all know it as the catch. Man ain't jumped that high in the rest of his career. He ain't never jumped that high. The Lord actually picked him up off the ground. Dwight Clark never jumped that high in his life since that play. Beat us. I never will forget 1994. The game that we should have won in San Francisco, and they beat us for the NFC Championship game. That's when Dion played with them. Lord knows I still remember it was a pass interference call that was not called from Michael Irvin. From Deion Sanders interfering with Michael Irvin. I still remember that. See it in my head right now. I can't stand it. I've never liked the 49ers. I never liked Joe Montana. I ain't say he wasn't great. I just never liked him. I never liked Ronnie Lott. I ain't say he wasn't great. I know he'll knocking you the next week. I didn't like Jerry Rice. I swear I didn't like Jerry Rice. I didn't like Taylor. I didn't like Brent Jones. I didn't like Dwight Clark. I mean, I know them all because they virtually made me sick. I didn't like Ricky Waters. I didn't like them. I didn't like T.O. when he was with the 49ers. I didn't like Jeff Garcia. I don't like Dana Stubblefield. I didn't like Charles Haley when he was with the 49ers. I don't like the San Francisco 49ers. I hate George Seifert. I didn't like Bill Walsh. I didn't like the owner. I don't like the cheerleaders. I don't like the parking lot security. I don't like the stadium. I don't like nothing about the San Francisco 49ers. Nothing. I didn't like Steve Young. I didn't like I didn't like I didn't like Frank Gore. I didn't like JJ Stokes. See, that messed you up when I said that. Just all to show you. I don't like the 49ers. I don't like I love the way they play football because that's the way that I like. They play almost kind of like Baltimore Ravens with Ray Lewis and all that. Just bullyish. They lead the league in scoring. I think they're only giving up 15 points a game. I mean, you got to buckle up your chin strap. There ain't no sense of me getting over here lying and trying to say, they ain't all that. Yes, they are. They are all that. They're all that. They are. Excellent all-world tight end. They got an all-world wide receiver in Debo. They have an all-world running back in McCaffrey. I mean, they're loaded. They are. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. They ready. They done won, 11 straight games? I mean, come on now. The 49ers ain't no joke. They're not a joke. Look, they got the best player in the world on defense this year, Mr. Bosa. Oh, ain't no question about it. This is what it takes. This is what you're gonna have to get. This is what you got to do to get to where you want to go. You got to go through teams like this, and they ain't invincible now. Let's not. They're not invincible. They just playing great football right now. They are. See what I'm saying? Oh, I forgot about him, William. Let me run. Merton Hanks. I couldn't stand that chicken head dance. If I see him on the street today, I'm subject to try to slap him right there when I see him. I hate the 49ers. The only reason why I like Dion is because Dion came with us next year after he won there. That's the only reason why I like Dion. I love Dion now. I mean, I love him. I'm just saying, y'all. It's about to be a very emotional game for me. Now, because I go way back, some of y'all don't understand why I don't. What's wrong with the 49ers? You have to live through all this to understand it. You had to have to live through this. If you just were born in the 90s, anything past 96, then you don't understand the venom that I get. But for those of us that are a little bit older, you know what I'm talking about. They are on the same level as the Pittsburgh Steelers, as far as I'm concerned. I can't stand them. I can't. And so I'm looking forward to this game Sunday. I will say that. Now, here's the first thing I'm going to say about the 49ers. I'll go and say it. And you'll hear me say this a lot during this week. Oh, Mr. Purdy. Oh, Mr. Purdy. Purdy mania. Mania is flowing across. Let me tell y'all something about Mr. Purdy. It was a reason why he was drafted Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. He's a good player because anytime you get drafted, no matter the round, You know, a lot of people don't get drafted. He got drafted. He's Mr. Irrelevant, but he got drafted in the league. But here's my point tonight, and you hear about this James Malone, you listen, because you're a 49er fan, and you listening, and all you other 49er fans is peeking in here. Let me tell y'all something. He's a rookie. That's all I'm going to say. And sooner or later, Cinderella got to come home. That's all I'm going to tell you. It very well may not be us. I don't know. Cinderella got to come home. This cloud that he been on, everybody keep forgetting he's a rookie. He's been shielded by McCaffrey, Mitchell, Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, the great defense that y'all have. He's been shielded by that, but sooner or later, the game is gonna have to fall into his hand. You ain't gonna be able to lean on McCaffrey. You ain't gonna be able to lean on the defense. It's gonna fall in his hand. And that's all I'm gonna tell y'all. He's a rookie. Teams just ain't got there. Yeah, John, you know it's the truth. Because see, you've been watching football a long time. A rookie quarterback, this don't happen. But when you shielded by the running game, when you shielded by the great defense, when you don't have to really do too much, you get to hide behind it, and then everybody say, "Oh, Purdy is doing what?" No, it's not Purdy. It's the defense. It's Christian McCaffrey running the ball like he is. It's Mitchell running the ball like he is. A half of Purdy's touchdown come from about a 5 or 6 yard pass, just like last week. Threw the ball to Debo. About 5 or 6 yards. Debo take it 60. And everybody said, "Oh, how hot Purdy is." He just threw a 6 yard pass. Lord have mercy. But Debo went 60 for it. Touchdown. And everybody said, "Oh, Purdy, look at the touchdowns here." Cinderella got to come home. I just hope we put y'all in a position where Purdy is not comfortable. That's all I'm hoping for. And I promise you, I say this, James, because you know it's going to happen. We going to get to him. We gonna get to him. Oh, it's no question. I just hope that when we get there, and I ain't even talking about sacking them, it's going to be just almost kind of like the game last night. Brady only got sacked twice, and other than that, he had a whole bunch of pressure on him, which made him make some mistakes. That's what I'm hoping for. That's my only hope. If Purdy plays like he's been playing, we in trouble. If we can't stop him, we're in trouble. I refuse to give a rookie quarterback this type of prestige and all that kind of stuff. I can't do it. I can't do it. I just know he's been shielded. He has made some plays. Purdy has. I give him credit. But he's been shielded by the running game, and he's been shielded by that great defense that they have. See, if your defense is only giving you 15 points, giving up 15 points a game, you're gonna win a whole lot of football games. A whole lot. That's what you're seeing from the San Francisco 49ers. I'll get it all later this week about how I think we can attack them on both sides of the football too. I mean, I'm getting into that all probably Thursday. Well, Thursday or Friday, one of those. But make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen. Be quiet, Eastside Harold. First of all, here you go. No, don't say that. Eastside Harry, you see, you can't do this. So you can't do this. This is why you need to just go on back where you were. First of all, if your team is not playing in the playoffs, don't even come on here talking. You are a Houston Texans fan. Your season was over by week 5. Your season was already over by week 5. You can't say that. Second of all, when I had this show on, didn't you say we were going to lose to Tampa Bay? Yeah, you did. Now all of a sudden you want to flip the script. Congratulations. You beat a 40-something-year-old Brady. This is this narrative that changed that the sports people are saying. You beat some 40-year-old player in a bad time. You weren't saying that when kickoff started. You weren't saying that. No, you thought we were going to blow it last night. No, now you want to come on here and make excuses like he's 40 years old. You weren't saying that all year long. You said this is Mr. Brady. That's what you said. Now all of a sudden you want to come on here. Just let me know this, Eastside. You're a Houston Texans fan. Tell me who the best draft picks are so far, the top 10, because you definitely got a head start. Because we still playing football over here. So I know you know who the top 10 players are. Just fill us all in, because we ain't start getting ready for the draft yet. We got to play catch up. You've been on it since week 5, so you ought to know who the top 20 players are by now. As a matter of fact, I'll entertain you, Eastside. Who y'all drafting number 1? Who y'all drafting? Y'all drafting Bryce Young? See, there it is. See, there you go. That's all I want to see. There it is. Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud. So that's 2 quarterbacks. Who y'all going to get, Eastside? I entertain. This now turned into... No, he jumped on here, James. Because see, Eastside watch the Cowboys when he watch his own team. So he want to come in and start running his mouth, and we get him sick every week because he thought we were going to lose and all that kind of stuff. Now he want to come on here and make excuses. He's 40 years old. He been 40. He been 40. You wasn't saying that before. You said us losing. Here they all come. Here they come. Here come the bang bang. Here come the bang bang. The bang bang is here. Bang bang. Ah! Here come on in, bang bang. Hey. But let me get back to Eastside here. Let me get back to Eastside here, because I'm gonna entertain him, because he watch his team, watch our team more. He watch his own team. Season been over for Houston, Texas. First of all, y'all shouldn't have fired Lovie Smith. Horrible organization. Way y'all set up Deshaun Watson, horrible. Just horrible. Knew the man was messing around with women. Y'all ain't saying nothing there. All of a sudden, y'all want to do Deshaun. Like, I almost halfway believe that they set women up for Deshaun Watson just so they could trap him. Why? Because they were mad because the man wouldn't sign the team-friendly deal. No, excuse me, I'm sorry. They were mad because Deshaun said he wanted to get out of Houston. Then all of a sudden, here come all this the stuff you already knew. Now all of a sudden, here come women out the woodwork. Soon as he said he wanted out of Houston, then here come all the drama. Just a horrible organization. Horrible organization. Fired Lovie Smith. Why? You ain't gave him nothing. Who you play with? Ain't had no quarterback, ain't had nothing. Everybody, just a horrible organization. And Eastside want to come on here and start talking about the Dallas Cowboys, and you're a Houston Texans fan. What in the world are you talking about? See, if your team ain't playing right now, you don't need to be talking. No, James, no. See, I'm a preacher, and Cedric Morris is here. James, y'all know where I come from. I'm from Kirby High School. And at Kirby High School in the 90s, you had to check. You had to. James, come on, talk to them. See, they're not from Memphis. They don't know. I'm a pastor. I love the Lord, but please don't get. I ain't forgot how to check now. Y'all don't want nothing. You don't want none of this. Cedric Morris, you still here? You don't understand. They must forgot well, he ain't know who I was. He don't know. Don't come on here. Your team ain't won but one game this year. And your whole soul and vision in life is to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. This is the classic example of what a Dallas Cowboy hater is. They watch us more than they watch their own team. They buy more cheerleading packages for every team. The cheerleading packages come included with pom-poms, the cups for other teams, the hat. You get a hat with it, and guys like my guy Eastside right here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect you. They won 3 games this year. They won 3 games, not one. They won 3 games. The guy Eastside come on here and have every cheerleading pom-pom for whoever is playing the Dallas Cowboys. While we're playing on, his team is playing TV, he don't even turn it on. He don't even watch his team. He watch us. He watch us. Yeah. He don't even watch. He don't even watch the game. The only game he watched with Houston was when the Houston Texans played us in Dallas. He watched that game. All other ones, he ain't watched that game. He too busy watching us. But he not alone. Cause one thing about that's what all haters do. I see Eastside. Eastside says lies. You know it's not. Ain't no lie. It's the truth. He can report better than I can. I almost need to bring him on. Right here and have a split screen, and he can tell. Well, you know what, Eastside, I take that back because you did say that. This is Eastside Hair. He is a Houston Astro fan. He's from Houston, and he's a Houston Texans fan and a Houston Rockets. Man, you ain't gonna win never. I mean, the Astros are the world champions. I give you that. The Astros are the world champions. Okay, baseball. The Astros are legit. You get to celebrate that. But the Texans and the Rockets, good God, you waiting all the way to June. I mean, cause that's when baseball season starts, or whatever it is. Spring training. That's when you can get hyped. Huh? So I mean, it is what it is. But bang in here. I got 49er fans here. As I was saying, y'all, I ain't got into the legit part yet. Cedric, if you still here, James already heard me. I ain't got into the specifics yet because I need to watch something real quick. But I am saying this today about the San Francisco 49ers. They are a hot football team, no doubt about it. They have the best defense in the league, no question. They are a physical football team, no doubt about it. But sooner or later, y'all, especially y'all little 49er fans, because see, I saw this when Colin Kaepernick was playing. Y'all had a great defense. Y'all had a great running game. But I said it back then when y'all lost to Baltimore in the Super Bowl. I said, sooner or later, the game is going to have to fall into Colin Kaepernick's hand by himself. And he can't lean on the running game. He can't lean on the defense. He got to put the ball in his hands and win it himself. And that's when everything fell apart. Same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo. As long as the running game is fine, as long as y'all playing great defense, Garoppolo gets to hide under all that stuff. But when the game was on the line, Kansas City in the Super Bowl, when the game happened, had fell into Garoppolo's hand, let you down. I'm saying that all to say this. The 49er fans that's in here, sooner or later, Cinderella got to come home. See, I don't believe in rookie quarterbacks. I don't. Dak Prescott was an anomaly in his rookie year. It don't supposed to happen like that. I done seen too many rookie quarterbacks get destroyed over my lifetime watching football. Purdy is guarded by what's good. And it's not Purdy's fault. Y'all are good. Y'all are. Yeah, well, James, that ain't saying nothing there. That ain't saying nothing. You know better than that, James. You know better than to say something like that. There's a lot of quarterbacks that had a lot of experience in college football. Get to the league and ain't worth a dime. The list is way too long to even start talking about that. No, sir. We ain't gonna even go with that. Purdy is a guy that has been guarded by Christian McCaffrey, guarded by Mitchell, guarded by this defense that y'all have, and guarded by little short throws. Then all of a sudden, Debo catch a 5-yard pass and run for 65 yards. And then y'all everybody say, "Oh, Purdy! Oh my God! What a game by Purdy! What a throw! He threw the ball 5 yards." Hello. The play action game works for him because McCaffrey, he's a threat. I give it that. But sooner or later, y'all 49 fans, and I hate to tell y'all this very well may be the week that we about to really find out how great Mr. Lil Purdy is. Because he finna get pressured this week. I know he gonna get rid of the ball quick. I already know that because Shanahan ain't finna let it happen because that's what the 49ers do. They throw balls quick. I mean, everybody know that. So I understand that. But Brady did the same thing. We're gonna get in his face. We may get up maybe about 1 or 2 sacks. We're about to get in his face. We're about to find out. Cinderella gotta come home, y'all, sooner or later now. Cinderella been out too late. See, y'all done went so crazy. Y'all thinking y'all need to get rid of Trey Lance. Y'all think y'all need to get rid of Garoppolo. Y'all done found your quarterback. Old Purdy. All of a sudden, he the next coming of Joe Montana. Yeah, right. Okay. I don't believe in him. Now that's my first key point in this long week of talk between 49ers and the Cowboys. I don't believe fully in Mr. Purdy. I believe he's been protected and shielded. And sooner or later, he got to come out of there. And then we're going to find out how much he is going to get it done. It's just this simple. This is my first little thing talking about it. I ain't getting all into the X's and O's yet. I got some more film to watch. I know your defense is fast. They run from sideline to sideline well. I know who y'all defensive tackles are, so I know it's going to be hard to kind of run inside and outside. That's fine. That's fine. It's going to be a physical football game. We got to lay hats on people. I see you, Coach. That's exactly what I said a little bit earlier. You came in late. I talked about how horrible Trayvon Diggs looked like yesterday in his tackling. Horrible. He can't look like that this week. Every hat need to be in because they're going to run the football. They're going to run the football. Everybody know that. They're going to run it. That's our Achilles heel, but it's getting better. We looked pretty good last night, even though they had no choice. Well, we took the running game from them. It's going to be a physical game this week. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be physical. It ain't for the weak or hard. It's their offensive line against our defensive line and vice versa. That's what it's going to be. That's where the game going to be won. It's going to be physical. All I'm hoping for is I ain't worried about it because they know the Cowboys already know. Now it ain't gonna be like last year where everybody was kind of sluggish. And they already know that they're gonna have to come in. What's up, Keith? I see you. They're gonna have to come in with their chin strap buckle and their pants tighten up because it's fit to get physical right from the start. Cowboys already know that. We all know it. And we got the team that can do it too. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all that. Yeah. Exactly. Coach, you coming in late because you saying stuff I already done said. I praise Kellen Moore like I never have before. Just what you just said right there. That's the way we got to play Sunday. If we play like this right here, what you see Coach Marv have here. That's what I just told you guys earlier. It's the commitment to the running game. It's going to have to be a three-headed monster. Dak Prescott is in that three-headed monster. I need to see Dak. I need to see Pollard, of course, who carried the ball more than Zeke last night, 15. I think Zeke had only 13 carries last night. We need that same type of effort, whether the yards are there or not. We got to do it. We don't want Dak throwing the ball 40, 50 times next week. Just play like we did last year against them, but don't have the slow start. That's all we got to do. We were matching them physically. Once we figured it out, we got to roll it. We got to tackle. We didn't tackle well last year. Debo running around like he in a dang sandlot. Nobody tackling nowhere. I mean, I ain't worried about it. Dan Quinn gonna tell them this week. They already know. And it's gonna be an extra motivation. They beat us last year. We coming. Terry Turner said replace Zeke with 34. Not this game, Terry. We need all hands on deck in the running game because it's going to be a physical game. The odds ain't going to be easy to get. It's not. We need all hands on deck. Now, what you can do is put them with 34 in there. If you telling me 34 going to get some carries and let Dak still keep his carries, then I'm all for it. See what I'm saying? I'm all for it. I don't want that. I want Dak to get his what he did last night. Opened a lot of stuff up. See what I'm saying? So it's that's my little first initial thought about the 49ers. But the 49ers, I still got some tape to watch because the difference is this year, and it's a big difference. They're going to run the ball like they always have, but the big difference is this year is Christian McCaffrey. That's another whole animal. So that's what I want to. I'm gonna start looking at that. I'd be better. Oh, I see what you're saying, Terry. You're saying play 34. Malik Davis. Yeah, I mean, all hands on deck. That's the way I like it. I want it that way. Another key thing that I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna let it go. One more key thing that the Cowboys are probably gonna have to make an early decision on, rather early. See, we ain't got time to be testing stuff out. If Peters is not playing, we automatically know Tyler Smith is going to be the left tackle. Okay, we got that. If Tyler Smith is the left tackle, I guarantee you, Mr. Bosa will be lining up on Tyler Smith. That's fine. Cowboys going to have to make a decision early. If Bosa destroys Tyler Smith, you ain't got time to be letting him go one-on-one. You don't. You will not let Tyler Smith, you will not let Nick Bosa take over this game. And you got to go on and you got to be honest with yourself. You ain't got time to wait. One sack could be too many. We don't have a strip sack that could be the difference in the game. We ain't got time to be wondering, can Tyler Smith block Joey Bosa one-on-one? I don't know if he can. We need to get some help over there. I'm just gonna go and put it out there now. That's another big one. That's another big element. Is where is Peters playing? And even if Peters is playing, Peters is 40 years old. I don't think he can handle. I don't know if he can handle Bosa. Cowboys ain't got time to play around. Not with that. Don't even let him get started. Don't even let him trickle and try to dominate the game and all. No. And when they had, and Coach, you're right. Coach is right. Michael Parsons is our Mr. Bosa. They're going to have problems too. I agree 100%. They're going to have problems as well. Dealing with Parsons and trying to figure out where he coming from and all that kind of stuff. It's the same way with Bosa. Same thing. I agree. It's going to be an upfront football game in the trenches. That's where the game is going to be. It ain't about Purdy. It ain't about Kittle. It ain't about Dak. It ain't about Lamb. The game is going to be won on both teams' offensive and defensive line. I can tell you that without even looking at that. Usually that's how most games go anyway, but in this case, it's definitely going to come down to that. Whoever wins those battles up front probably going to win this game. All right? All right. I ain't really want to get into San Francisco yet. I really didn't want to because I got some more looking to do, but I couldn't help it. Cinderella coming home, Mr. Purdy. And then offensive line play going to be huge this week. All right, I'm done. Phone line is open. I'll be with y'all later this week after I done watch some stuff. San Francisco ain't no joke, y'all. Defensively. It ain't no question about that. They ain't no joke. I ain't going to even disrespect them like that. They got a great defense. But their defense ain't like they can't be scored on. They have lost games this year. Please understand that. They haven't seen, let me see. I ain't even looked at their schedule, but they haven't seen this much. No, they haven't seen this lot of this type of talent. They haven't seen this type of talent.
Coach Mark.
Right. To accept, press.
They haven't seen talent like this. And another thing that I think now I'm thinking, I hate to say it, we may have to do it anyway. Coach, I know you're on the line, but we may have to, if we spread them out a little bit, because they pack it in a lot too. So that's where we have an advantage, because they have to respect us in our formations, spread them out, and that will open up lanes to run as well. But that's just off the top of my head. But Coach Marv in the building, the one and only.
Yeah,
Coach Marv in the building. Yes, sir. I ain't really got into Frisco yet, Coach. But I know you probably already started looking. So,
well, you know,
on dance,
I was always saying that the first playoff game is the hardest, and I'm not talking about, how big we won. It still is the hardest game for a young team to get over that hump, and that I'm down that we over that hump. Now these guys got playoff experience, of successful playoff experience. Now it's time to roll. Now you're going to see a better play from all your playoff teams, because regardless of the fact, it's jitters when you get out of a long season and you go into the playoffs, because now there is no room for error. If you lose, you go home. And that's in every level of football. When you get in the playoffs, everything moves up intensity, because when the clock strikes zero, either you're going to keep playing or your season is over. So to get that, to have that clock to strike zero and you to be successful, that gives you a lot of confidence. You're now into the playoffs. Historic histories and multiple Hall of Famers and great teams. But if you look at this, and I said this, and I've been telling a lot of people, the Cowboys and the San Francisco recipe for winning and the makeup of their team is identical. Mm-hmm. They're identical. The San Francisco wants to get you one-dimensional, and if you get one-dimensional with them, they're going to kill you. The same thing with the Cowboys. If you turn into a one-dimensional team, the defense is going to eat you alive. If you get deterred or to feel that you got to throw the ball and to move the ball, they got too many pass rushers as we do. They got great pass rushers, and they got defensive backs that are opportunistic, and they're gonna attack. They're gonna get you to throw some balls off kilter for sacks or with hurrying the quarterback, and they're gonna turn you over. So this game is gonna be about who is dedicated to do their game plan and to be consistent with their game plan. I'd like to tell you one thing, Big Show and the fans. I remember last year when Shanahan came into the game and he said we need 30 carries, at least 30 carries in this game to be successful. And I want to tell you why he said that. He said that because he didn't say we need to run for 160 yards. He didn't say we need to run for 200 yards. He knew that he needed 30 carries to keep the game at his pace and to be able to make his play action work, because he wanted to show you that he had a commitment to running the ball. And if he has the commitment to running the ball, then his play action passes with his receivers on the move will work. Yeah. And that's what the Cowboys have to say. Yes. And when you come to our defense, San Francisco is a yard football team. Mm-hmm. You very rarely see Purdy or any of the San Francisco quarterbacks get down inside on their side of the 50. When they get over the 50, they may try to take a deep shot of about 30 or 40 yards. But there are a team that wants to catch the ball at 20 yards and run physical and break tackles because they practice that way. They practice physical play in their training camp of breaking tackles, always catching the ball on the move. You never see them catching the ball with their back, curls, with their back to the goal line. They're catching the ball going towards the goal line, crossing the field, and they're going to put an emphasis on the new NFL that you're not going to be able to tackle them. And they're going to make big plays off of that. Their running game is designed not just to pound you, but it's to misdirection you, for them to break tackles and make big runs. So tackling is a premium when you play against the 49ers. If you don't tackle well, it's a long day. If you tackle well and put the guy on the ground, as soon as he catches the ball, no yak yards, you will get turnovers from the 49ers, because they will eventually turn it over because their thing is yak. And you know something, Big Show? That's the same way the Cowboys are.
Yeah.
When we throw the ball and our receivers and the CD Lambs, we'll watch games when he catching the ball on the run. When we throw it down the seam to Dalton Schultz down the field and we catching the ball, we're going towards the goal line. We look great. But when we start catching the ball with our back turn and we don't get no yak yards, it just gets harder and harder for us to produce. When teams like Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay game, you know who's my MVP for Tampa?
Yeah.
It's their offensive coordinator.
Of course.
Because their offensive coordinator decided that they wasn't going to run the ball.
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator decided that Tom Brady, the greatness of Tom Brady, was going to win that game.
Yeah.
And they threw the ball 66 times just to score 14 points.
Yeah.
And you're not going to win games throwing it 66 times and thinking you're going to throw the ball around and get one-dimensional and beat a football team.
Yeah.
So, yes, you are so right about that. If I didn't hear you earlier, it is true. I got to have 33 to 35 carries by our football team, and we have to be committed to doing it to slow Bosa, their defensive line down from hunting the passer. Because that's why they're going to run the football at us.
Yeah.
They don't care if they get 2 yards. If we stop a play, we get 1 yard. They want to pound on our bodies so they can slow our pass rush down. Yeah. And the only way Tyler Smith is going to be able to handle Bosa is he's going to have plays where he beats him up and make it a physical football game.
No question.
And this is where we gotta do that. And their thing is they feel that they're so stout up front. If they shut you down in a run game 3 or 4 times or 2 or 3 series, that you will lose your commitment to it, and then they will hunt you down. And that's the same philosophy as our Cowboys defense.
No doubt about it.
If we let you get away from it, we're going to hunt you down. So this is a mirror image football game, and this is why the games are always tight when we play, because we have the same philosophy, but the same recipe for winning. But the only thing that we don't do sometimes, we don't be committed to our identity. They are committed to their identity. And if we're committed to our identity and we explain to our Cowboy fans or our Cowboy players that this is how we're going to win, we can't trick them. The only way we're going to be able to trick them and come up with big plays, we have to be committed to doing our identity. And the big trick plays and the big plays will come, but we have to be committed to playing the game that we do that's best for us.
That's true.
So it's all about this game. I wanted this game because I'm telling you, Big Show, this is we'll know Sunday, we'll know Saturday night that we'll understand Saturday night that whoever wins this game is going to be playing a home playoff game for the championship. And I'm going on going out there right now saying there's no way the Eagles going to beat the Giants.
Oh, okay.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
It would have been the easier path if we would have got to the Eagles, because the Eagles they're on the downside. They're not as good as people think they are. But these 49er teams, regardless of the quarterback, they're a good football team because they're committed to their identity.
Yep.
And if we can make them change from their identity, and Purdy feels like he has to put it on his back and he has to make throws in where he has to get the ball down the field because he can't depend on throwing the ball at 8 yards and they're going to get it 3rd and 10. He throws the ball at 6 yards and his guys going to definitely get to 4 to 5 yards, and he feels he has to push the ball down the field. Yeah. We're going to eat, and that's the same way with them. But it's a game of will, and we just have to be ready as a team. And you're right about Diggs, and I want you to keep talking about that. This is not shooting down Diggs. This is not saying Diggs is a horrible corner. But Diggs is an Alabama guy. He knows about being physical and tackle. You don't be a defensive back in Alabama that don't know how to tackle. And that don't happen in Nick Saban's repertoire. But he gets to a point where he's taking a little less on the tackling, but he has to understand in this game, there is no receiver on San Francisco team or no pattern on San Francisco team where they're gonna run a receiver that's gonna beat Diggs on a route. Sure. They don't have that. But what they are gonna do is they're gonna give us just a little separation, and they're gonna put it in a situation where they can catch the ball, and they say you can't tackle, and we're gonna break tackles, and we're gonna get yak yard. So
all right, it's huge. I appreciate you, Coach. I appreciate you, Coach. All right, we're gonna talk some more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the one and only. That's Coach Mar, who has graced us again with that. Listen, I'm going to leave now. Don't call in. I got to do actually another show real quick, and they're waiting on me right now. So I hate to cut it short, but I'm gonna be back probably 2 or 3 times this week. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Big Time Show.